Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Now, last year, I think about 7, maybe 8 months ago, can't remember when, the legend Obi Ram Kenobi, Ram from Colourlock, came over and restored the interior of my BMW E36. I just panned the camera around, I'm on the tripod, so it's not going to be the smoothest video, this one. And these chairs were absolutely hammered. There was tire marks in the back seats. You know, there was that middle bolster was all worn out. These chairs were close to unrecoverable in my opinion. But Ram, well, I was wrong. Ram looked at them and said, yeah, we can sort those out. And they are in such good condition now, which is fantastic. However, I said many times, the enemy of leather seats is you know, getting in and out of the car. And underneath this bit of bolster is a thin strip of metal, and I can feel it right there. And I've caught and rubbed against this, and no matter how good the paint is, and this Colourlock paint is phenomenal, unfortunately if you're rubbing metal against studs, you're going to tear up the leather and you're going to go straight through the paint and damage it. It's just what I've done here, so you can see the leather's breaking down. So what I'm going to do is attempt to repair this. Right, end segment. Set camera up over here and I'll show you what you need to do it. Okay, the equipment you're going to need. You're going to need to clean the leather first of all, so we're using the mild leather cleaner. Forgive the brightness, it will kick in. Mild leather cleaner. A little brush just to scrub it all out. We're going to use the leather cleaning spirit to degrease the surface before we go in. We're going to have some clean microfiber cloths. We have paint. Now if you're doing this at home, you can just order the Leather Fresh system, which is a one-stage DIY paint with all the binders and all that. So a single-stage paint system. I've got the paint here that ran mixed up before, but it's not single-stage, but that'll just have to do for the time being. I'm going to apply it with a little sponge block, so I think that comes in the Leather Fresh thing. You're also going to need a hairdryer to dry off your coats. And now down here I've got filler. So this is a flexible filler that I'm going to put in the cracks, and I'm going to mix that with the paint so that it colour matches. If I don't mix it, then I've got to put more coats of paint on to, you know, it's white at the moment, so I'll just mix it with a little bit of paint, and then it won't require so many layers to hide the filler. But I'm going to do at least 3, 4, maybe even 5 layers of paint. I've also got the Colourlock sanding block here, which is a bit more coarse. It's somewhere around 500 grit, and then I've got a fine one down here, which is closer to 4,000 or 5,000. So, use sanding when there's texture, when you don't have a smooth finish. Now, that is pretty much it. We've got the hairdryer there. So that's all the equipment you need. That's called filler, yeah? You can't see because of the light, but it's filler. Alright. Okay, so step 1, clean it. Got a little tiny dot, because we're only going to be working on this one section here. So that's all I need to clean. Look at that. Really shows you the exposed bit. Yeah. Then step 2, we're going to use the cleaning spirit just to degrease the area. So as long as I get a film of it on there. We now have a clean surface. Now, hold on a second. Just going to take away a little bit of the roughness here. and then use a little bit more of the cleaning spirit just to pick up any of that loose paint. Okay, that's the preparation. Now I'm going to mix the filler with a little bit of paint and then come back here and use the filler. I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back in. I've mixed this up with a little swab stick and some filler and paint, just so we've got a coloured pigment there. This is ready to roll. We just need to fill over there, and I've got a little Colourlock spatula to put this in, so I'm going to use this little swab stick to put the filler in. No cracks. Needs to be like that. Needs to be like laser. It's quite a gouge. Okay, look at that. What's that like all the scratches? We need to build up this new section. A little bit on that edge there, that's it. Oh, wait. That's it. Lovely. Okay, so that's all filled. Oh. This is like when you're polyfillering in. That's it. I'm going to leave that filler now to dry. Okay guys, I'm back. I just left this a couple of hours and it's looking good. It's looking flat, but right here, I could paint this now, but I want to just build up more material on this little piece here. If I zoom the camera in, you'd probably just see a tiny bit of texture right here, and this is the bit that's getting worn, so I want to build up a little bit more of the filler so that I'm not back down to that leather again later on. Then it'll be ready to paint, but it's looking really good. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back with a bit more paint and a little bit more filler. Paint and filler mixed together, about 50-50. You don't need to use too much. I'm just going to dab it on the area where I want to top up the amount of filler. I'm going to put some on this crack here as well. Might as well fill these little cracks. So we've got loads of filler there. Let's put some there as well. And a little bit more there. Fill that. And some there. Okay, I want this texture to go. Right, and I'm just going to flatten it off. Can you see this? Yeah. It's better. Try a little tiny bit more. That'll do. Oh, let's flatten that down. Just let all that dry. That'll be phenomenal. Okay, look at oh, just one. Perfect. Right, hair dryer. Just going to put a bit of airflow over this. Okay guys, so the second coat has gone on, and this is looking flat and perfect. Can you see that on the camera? You can, can't you? This is lovely. I'm just going to lightly, you've got two things you can do. If you've got little lumps of filler, you can use this GLD pen to dissolve the filler and soften it back down to make it smoother. And if you've got any roughness, you can use the sandpaper to smooth it. So I'm just going to gently, I'm not going to be doing much sanding, just going to smooth this off and then give it a wipe down. Okay, just going to give it one final wipe down with a leather cleaning spirit because I don't want any of that fine dust. Okay, good. And now we're going to colour. So you take your Colour Fresh system, shake the hell out of it, follow the instructions. It's very easy to do though. So okay, can you see this? Yep. Okay, I'm going to dry this off now with the hairdryer. It's better to build up thin layers of it rather than try and chuck loads of it down. I remember Rand telling me that. So let's dry this off. Put the lid back on the paint. Just broke the first rule. Not hurt, I have too much paint in this Bolster. In the area it's going to get more wear. Pretty cool. Okay guys, so this is the end results here. Just make sure we're in focus. There's where the damage was. You can barely see it, but the leather has little creases and marks in it anyway, so it's not supposed to look like smooth and brand new, but for a DIY repair, that's really, really good. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to wait, let it dry overnight, and I'll put the Colourlock shield on it just to make it reduce the friction, and I'll be very careful now when I get in and out the car. Be mindful of that piece of metal under there. And that's it. So I'll just wind this video up with the conclusion.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?